What are the chances you could be impacted by a bushfire? Although we live in a bushfire-prone state, it still depends. What's the weather like today or next week? Where do you live? Do you have a view? Are you surrounded by trees, hills, farmland, or parks? Let's start with the hazards. A fire needs a number of factors to come together. Fuel, and we have many vegetation types that burn really well in South Australia. Weather, we have hot, dry or windy weather every summer, with 1 to 2 extreme weather days and at least 10 days of severe weather. But nothing serious could happen unless we have challenging weather, fuel loads and ignitions. Well, unfortunately, we have many ignitions. Over 13,000 incidents over 10 years, with 1/3 occurring in the Adelaide Mount Lofty Ranges region. The good news is, every week most get sorted immediately or contained to very small areas. As part of the model, we have also included an extra component of suppression. It includes air and ground response, road access, degree of slope, rockiness, understory, stringy bark vegetation, and how these combined might impede or assist suppression actions. Then we combined it with data from Phoenix rapid fire simulations, where we can identify areas of potential impacts and likelihood using a combination of the weather, fuel, fire spread and suppression. We've developed a data classification for the values incorporating the National Emergency Risk Assessment Guidelines, NERAG for short, to measure consequence. A moderate consequence for a bushfire was Samson Flat, with losses up to $12 million. A major event, Pinery, tragically 2 fatalities and up to about $126 million worth of assets. Catastrophic events. So recently Wongaree in 2005, 9 fatalities, and Ash Wednesday with 26 fatalities. More recently, we have had a catastrophic environmental consequence. A permanent destruction of an ecosystem or species recognised at the national or state level. In February 2014, bushfires in Biliat and Narkat conservation parks caused the loss of the entire South Australian populations of the endangered Mallee emu wren. We have had 6 fires greater than 50,000 hectares in the last 10 years, 1 in 3 years. Were all 6 the same consequence and risk? No, they weren't. We have a team working to refine the likelihood and risk to endangered species and habitats. So what's your risk of being impacted by a bushfire? We understand it's likely there could be a 100,000 hectare grass fire sometime in the next 10 years, and or a 50,000 hectare fire in bushland in the next 3 to 4 years in southern South Australia. Do we know exactly where? Not yet, but we're working towards that.